This is the Puma Deviate Pure Nitro, and it's what many people are calling an Adidas Evo SL killer. I'm going to let you know my 100% honest review on whether I think that statement is true or not. Let's get into it. First of all, let's get into some stats. It's coming in at £130 in the UK or $150 in the US. It's weighing in at a super light 217 grams in a men's size 8.5 UK. It's got an 8mm drop, which is 37mm in the heel and 29mm in the forefoot. The upper is a mesh material. The midsole is nitrogen injected nitro foam, and the outsole is Puma's classic Puma grip. Now we've got that out of the way, let's get into what the shoe is actually like with my likes and my dislikes. So first up, what did I like about this shoe? Well, as I said in the specs, it is super lightweight and it kind of disappears on your foot. I found that throughout all my runs, which is a variation of tempo, easy, and even some track sessions, I found that I just didn't notice the shoe on my foot, and that is meant in a very good way. It felt like I was just running naturally, running as I was supposed to, but without being hindered in any way, shape or form by the shoe. It wasn't as responsive as I thought it was going to be, but I'll talk more about that later in the video. My second like, and this is quite a Puma specific one, they have made the toe box wider than in other Puma shoes, and that is a massive win. I've tried quite a few Puma shoes, and often I will get rubbing on my pinky toe as I have a slightly wider than average foot, and I was expecting to kind of have at least a break-in process in this shoe. However, I found right out of the box, the step-in comfort was phenomenal. The toe box had plenty of space, the upper was just supremely comfortable and very, very plush, while still maintaining that lightness, which is so impressive. And I just really enjoyed just getting out in the shoe straight away. So a massive win, both from a toe box point of view and just from a comfort point of view. My third like, and people who have seen Puma shoe reviews will always be bored of this, Puma grip. It is the most stable thing, the most consistent thing in the world. And also, it's so hard wearing. I mean, this is 217 grams and we have nearly a full outsole coverage, which is absolutely crazy. And it's not just a light covering, it is actually quite thick, as you can see there. Really, really impressed with the Puma grip. And like number 4, this rolls on from the previous one. It is such a stable shoe. I didn't for 1 minute ever feel like on a corner or on a tight turn or on a track session that I was going to lose balance or I was going to lose grip or roll my ankle or anything like that. I actually felt so secure in this shoe, which is really a testament to it at that weight. I think it has something to do with the fact that you've got a big platform, both at the forefoot and actually quite wide at the heel for this type of shoe. And I really just felt like I couldn't go wrong when running in it. However, I do think that might have held it back a little bit in what I'm going to talk about in my dislikes. So let's get into them now. So as I mentioned earlier, I expected a little bit more of a bounce out of this shoe right out of the box. I think that is because having had the Adidas Evo SL, I just thought, right, this is a plateless daily trainer, equivalent to the Adidas Evo SL, similar weight, similar stack. I expect that bounce. And it just wasn't quite there. However, I want to caveat that and say that is probably one of the reasons it is as stable as it is. And actually, as I'll get to at the end of the video, why I actually think it's a better shoe overall than the Evo SL. My second dislike, this is a standard one. The laces just aren't super premium, but it is a budget shoe for all intents and purposes. And so if that's the corner they're going to cut, it's very easy to replace them yourselves, especially if you've got lots of different pairs of shoes. You can find a pair of laces that really work for you. I had absolutely no issues getting a lockdown. I just found that they're a little bit stretchy and just a little bit flat. They're just not my preference, but they didn't stop me getting a good lockdown in the shoe. So I want to give some overall thoughts now about this shoe, and then I'm going to compare it to the Evo SL. So overall, even though I know this is less bouncy and less responsive than the Evo SL, I actually think it is a better shoe overall and a better shoe for most people. The reason for that is it's super stable, it is really, really reliable, and also I think that the durability is going to be mega. Obviously, I've only run about 50 kilometers in this pair so far, so that remains to be seen and not confirmed. But I really think that with the Puma outsole and everything that's gone into this shoe, it is going to last a long time. I also think it is actually more versatile than the Evo SL because it is so much better at daily and easy and recovery runs. The stability just allows for it to be a bit more of a plod along shoe if you want it to be, whilst also being able to pick up the pace, go through some tempo efforts, and also just some strides. So I think that it's really more versatile. And if you're a beginner or a heavier runner, I would 100% say this is going to be better for you than an Evo SL. The lack of stability in the Evo SL really does cause a problem for a lot of people, and I think that it goes under the radar because of how responsive it is with the Lightstrike Pro foam. But I honestly will say, hand on heart, this is a better shoe overall. Now, if I was going to pick one for a speed session or specifically a track session, I would choose the Evo SL. That's because you're spending a lot more time leaning forwards, running fast, head down, getting moving. If I had to have one shoe that did absolutely everything for under 130 pounds, this would be my pick. It is such a good shoe. It also looks great. I know my pair is looking a little bit dusty, but they're running shoes. They're meant to be running. I just think overall, it's a really, really good shoe. I've seen some people talking about this shoe in review and saying how they feel let down, it feels flat. I understand what they mean, but I think it's because they're purely thinking about it from an Evo SL comparison standpoint, when as much as obviously this is a direct competitor to that shoe, it is also completely different in that it is better for everyday training. If you ran all of your runs in an Evo SL, you're gonna get injury problems. I can bet £1 million on that because I've been there. I have got injuries from running a lot in the Evo SL because it's unstable. It's an amazing shoe, but I just don't think it's quite as consistent and reliable as this shoe. So there is my 100% honest review on the Puma Deviate Pure Nitro. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I will catch you all in the next review.